Hey, Vern.
Oh, good morning. Does it look like I just woke up? Yeah, I just did. It's like 4:19. I have to go to the immigration and extend my visa. And since they've been mostly closed, I think they only take in 30 to 60 applicants. So I got to get there really early. So this is my first attempt at trying to get there and get in line. So hopefully it works out. So why is it when you wake up, your stomach's still trying to decide that it wants to be a stomach? I don't know why that is. It always feels kind of like, I have this last extension that I need to make before I have to do a visa run. And I have 2 months that I can extend up till, which is the middle of September. And then, what's going to happen then? How do I do my visa run if nothing's open? Am I forced to get on a flight and go to some other Asian country and wait to get back in? I don't know. That's kind of been going through my head for a long time. So anyway, let's get going. It's almost 5, so rock and roll. Yeah, 4:45 in the Philippines. It's still dark out. Yep, it's dark. All right, here we go. All right, so we're here. It's almost 5. Anyway, I think they open at 8, and we're here at about just about 5 a.m. So, I guess we're in for a long wait.
Hey guys, I just got back from the immigration. Now, when you go to the immigration, they only have 30 available slots. So you want to make sure that you get there early enough. Now, when I was there at 5, I'd say there were only maybe 6 or 7 people up until 6 a.m. I have the tendency to want to say, don't get there at 5. But if I tell you that and everybody shows up at 6, then the people that come at 5 are going to blow out your spots. And people might get smart and start coming really early. So just err on the side of caution and go really early. Now, I was number 1 when I got there. There was a girl that was ahead of me before when I got there, but she didn't want to be number 1 because she felt there would be too much pressure doing the paperwork. So she let me be number 1. She was like number 2 or 3. So that worked out really well. Now, I would say at about 6:30, a lot of people started to show up. At 7 o'clock, the man came out and he gave us each a little tiny piece of paper with a number on it. And the number was the position of where you would be in line once you entered the office. Now, at 7 a.m., I decided I'm hungry. I'm going to go get something to eat. I have my number. I don't need to sit in front of the door until 8. So I decided to go grab a bite of Jollibee. And at 7:30, I headed back. I walked through the corridor. And once I was in there, there was a sign-up sheet. I looked at the sheet, and every number was filled out except for the numbers in the 20s. And I thought, wow, do I have to compete for another spot on this chart? And I thought, well, that seemed kind of weird. And I said something to somebody. I said, hey, what do I do? I thought I was number 1. And they said, you are number 1. If somebody else put their name on there, cross it out, and you take the number 1 position. I thought, okay, that makes sense. We all waited here all this time for a spot. So crossed out the person's name, and I put my name in there. Well, about 15 minutes later, this guy comes around, and he starts looking at the sheet, and he says, hey, man, who crossed out my name? And I said, I did. Well, why'd you do that? I said, because I was told to do that because we waited in line to get our number to be on this sheet. Oh, well, nobody told me nothing about no numbers, and he went on and on and on and on and on. And so that was pretty uncomfortable for about 15 minutes until finally he went away. He was even lipping off to the guard that was giving out the assigned numbers. He's like, do you work for immigration? Blah, blah, blah. And that's the wrong thing to do there. If you want to be tough and bad to the bone, they have the keys to your trip in their hands. They could say, you know what? You're an undesirable alien. Goodbye. And that's the end of your vacation. So, as frustrating as immigration things are, at times, just bite your lip. Buck it up, camper, because if you don't, you're going to have a whole lot of problems, and all the money it cost to get there, well, there you go. And I did a little video on that before about going through the immigration stuff. And yeah, it never surprises me that somebody has to go there and just get all out of tune, but it happens. So anyway, once I went through the doors, it was just poof, less than 5 minutes, in and out really quick. And I was there for a 2-month extension. Now for me, I have to do a visa run in September, the middle of September. And I asked the lady, I said, what if I can't get a flight out? What if this, blah, blah, blah? And she said, well, you could talk to a lawyer and send a petition letter to Manila. And I asked her, I said, well, has anybody had success with that? What's the outcome? And she said, well, nobody has gotten their letter back with any kind of a information or notice yet. And so I thought, well, this makes me feel really uncomfortable. I'm perfect with my visa extensions. I'm never late. I'm always early. And the last thing I want to do is put a black mark on my passport. And so what to do? My thinking is I have to try to get a sleeper flight out to God knows where. Will that flight cancel? Sure, it could cancel several times before I could actually get out. And then if I get out, where will I go? Who will accept me as a tourist? So, wow, I have no plans to go back to the US. So at some point I have to find a place in Asia that will take me until I can come back into the country, till they will accept foreigners, because at this time there is no re-entry of any foreigners. So yeah, that's a tough place to be. I'm not really sure what to make of that. And all they could say at the immigration was, well, maybe in August things will change. Well, I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers and my toes on this one. Not a good place to be. So if any of you have any similar situations where you have to exit, or that you have received information from your letter, let me know. I'd be real curious to know, okay? Thanks for sharing.
Hey, Vern.